All right. Game week 21 deadline stream. I have to caveat, first of all, this new camera I've got is all well and good, but it's absolutely killing my laptop CPU. So hopefully the stream stays up for the duration. But if we do get knocked off, that's why. But yeah, good to be back. It's been a while, hasn't it, since I've done one of these? Probably Boxing Day? No, surely not. Surely I've done a stream since Boxing Day. When was the last deadline? Oh yeah, 30th of December. Long time. Feels like a long time. Couple of weeks. Hope everyone's doing good. Fun with flags, indeed, Greg Williams. Fun with flags. It's a bit crazy this week. I don't have as many flags as most people, though. I'm counting myself lucky. I'll show you. That's a quiz question. Yes, okay. Sorry, I was just sorting some bits and bobs out then. Yeah, not as many flags as others. And to be honest, I think my team's kind of sorted, to be honest. I think I'm just going to make one transfer this week. I'm going to go... Yeah, I'm going to do Salah to, I think, either Pascal Gross or Richarlison. Could go Phil Foden, but I'm not massive on that. I think it's going to be Salah to Pascal Gross, and then that's it. I'll have enough cash in the bank to do Archer to Haaland next week when Haaland's hopefully back. And we'll be absolutely groovy. But yeah, hope everyone in the chat's doing well. Shaniel, good to see you. Greg, good to see you too. Got my usuals. I'll crack up the old score predictions to get us going. It's a bit smaller on screen than previous weeks because, well, there's lots of days where there's football on. So it was, yeah, the fixtures took up a bit more space. I hit my mic then, apologies. Interested to know what people think of these score predictions, though. Burnley and Luton, I'm saying that's a 1-1 draw. I don't see a team running away with it. I don't see it being a 0-0. I think both teams are fairly weak defensively. I reckon I'm going 1-1 in that one. Hello, Ashton, mate. Good to see you in the chat. Chelsea and Fulham, it's obviously a bit of a rivalry, but I reckon Chelsea win that one 3-1. I reckon Man City just scrape Newcastle. Newcastle, I think they're going to be a bit renewed. You know, we've all seen stats saying they're not very good defensively, but they've just beaten Sunderland. They've had a bit of rest. They're at home. I do think they'll give Man City a proper game this weekend. FPL Tom, good to see you, mate. Afternoon too. By the way, anyone in the chat, FPL Tom is a good mate of mine. I don't know quite how many subs he's off of 3,000, but if you're not already, please do check out FPL Tom's channel and subscribe to him and get him to 3,000. I think he's set himself a little goal to get to 3,000 before the deadline, so I want to help him with that. Afternoon, Ben. Afternoon, Alexandru. Good to see you in the chat. Ashton saying he's done Son and Lascelles to Gross and Estupinian. I don't mind it, mate. Don't mind that. Salah, Son, Haaland, Taylor, Fly for Greg. Yeah, it's not looking good this week, mate, is it? Rest of the scores then, I've gone Everton and Villa. I think that's going to end 2-2. I think Everton are pretty good, particularly at home. Villa, they're conceding goals, aren't they? I got a feeling Villa will score a couple, but I think Everton will do too. I'm going for a draw in that one, 2-2. And to be honest, I've got a feeling the Man United Spurs game is going to go the same way. I think Man United at home probably play at a similar level to what Spurs are at the moment. So, yeah, 2-2. Currently sat in work waiting to finish. Well, you've got quite the afternoon in plan then, haven't you? Yeah, good old Shaniel, mate. You got an extra sub. Thank you, Shaniel. Well, I hope you can finish work soon, FPL Tom. Or Tom. I don't know what I called you, FPL Tom. You know what I mean. Hope you can finish soon, mate. Arsenal, I reckon they win 4-0 against Crystal Palace. I just don't think Crystal Palace have got a lot going for them at the moment. Elise's out injured, isn't he? So, yeah, I think Arsenal blow them away, to be honest. I've gone 4-0 in that one. Kind of hoping for a clean sheet because I've got Saliba in my team at the moment. Brentford, I think they beat Sheffield. Nottingham Forest, I reckon they just edge it because Tony's playing. I'm a little bit concerned about Tony. I think Tony's going to have a good game week. I really do. He's got date at 7 p.m. as well. Oh, it'd be amazing, mate. Don't worry. It's all about You gotta go into it all positive, mate, and don't let the subs affect the day either. Brentford 2, Nottingham Forest 1, Sheffield United. I've got a feeling that West Ham are a bit depleted at the moment, aren't they? No Bowen, no Paquetá. Just got a feeling Sheffield United could beat them, particularly under Wilder. You know, I just feel like they could beat them. I've gone 1-0 Sheffield United in that one. Might be quite bold. Bournemouth and Liverpool, I think Liverpool just edge it. I don't think they've quite obviously got the attacking firepower they did with Salah, but I do think they'll win the game. And then Brighton and Wolves, I couldn't pick a winner between the two, so I went 1-1. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of that. But maybe my score predictions there help you with your teams. Before we look at teams, I've just seen Barmy Army's asking for that. I will do. I've got the top players according to Draft Hound for expected points by position. I've gone, well, I've not got it. The Draft Hound algorithm has suggested that Areola is the best goalkeeper this week. 4.3 expected points against Sheffield United away, which is, yeah, pretty mental that Areola's the top keeper. But you can kind of understand it given, you know, the amount of saves he makes and the fact they'll probably, well, the chances of them keeping a clean sheet, I guess, is relatively high. Raya's up there. Obviously, Crystal Palace at home, I'd say. Arsenal probably have the best clean sheet odds of every team. We'll see that in a second, though. Trafford's up there. Alisson, Ederson, Petrovic, Verbruggen for Brighton, Vicario, Pickford, and Flecken. It's annoying because Martinez, my goalkeeper, is nowhere to be seen. Oh, wrong button. Defenders, I've never thought I'd see the day, but a Luton defender is the top for expected points this week. Doty has got 5 expected points, and he's better than Gabriel in second. Emerson in third. White, Ake, Estupinian, Saliba, Gusto, Virgil van Dijk, and Walker are your top defenders. Yeah, you'd rather have a player that isn't injured, I reckon, Barmy Army. Midfielders, we got Palmer, who is actually the top player according to Draft Time for expected points for the entire game week, particularly now Haaland has been ruled out by Pep. That happened in the press conference. I think he's the best captain, I've got to say. Foden a very close second, but I don't know. I predicted it to be 3-2, but I've got a feeling that Newcastle give Man City a really good game. Saka and Odegaard, Bernardo Silva, Rashford, Grealish, Richarlison, Garnacho and Havertz are the top midfielders. I can see the hype behind Bruno just because he plays every game and takes the penalties, so he's got a chance of scoring, you know, whenever they play. But Rashford, I've not seen anything from Rashford this season to suggest he's a good asset. But Bruno, you just always know he can chip up with goals and potentially assists just from penalties. And he's a really creative player. It's just that the Man United players around him can't finish. Forwards, we got Alvarez, Solanke, Watkins, Wood, João Pedro, Darwin Núñez, Højlund, Cunha, Nketiah, and Amdouni, the Burnley forward. Although I think Lyle Foster, is he back fit? But yeah, those are your top forwards. Obviously, Haaland's not predicted to start, so he doesn't appear. And then the captaincy, top player for expected points is Cole Palmer. I think I would agree with that. I think Palmer is the best captain this week. Alvarez is a captain shout, but I think the fixture for Man City is difficult. Newcastle, I don't know what you guys think, but I think Newcastle could beat anyone at St James's Park. I really do. I really do. I don't know what you guys think. But I think Palmer's the best captain, personally. Quick look at the clean sheet odds then. Well, here they are. I won't go into too much detail about them. But top team, 56%. More likely than not, according to Draft Hound, to keep a clean sheet is Arsenal. Man City on 40, Brighton on 38, Burnley 38, Chelsea also on 38, 36 for Brentford and West Ham, and then Liverpool on 33. Usually, yeah, I don't like to don't like to start defenders that have less than a 30% chance of keeping a clean sheet. So Aston Villa and below, I'd be a little bit worried about a clean sheet. I don't know, Boo Boo, if KDB will start. It's good old Pep Guardiola that we're dealing with here. And here's how my team's looking. I guess it could be worse, right? I guess it could be worse. I think in Salah to Gross and then question mark on my other transfer, really. Do I make a transfer or do I just start with Archer or Taylor? Because Taylor was declared bankrupt today, wasn't he? So I don't know what that entails. But yeah, I think I'll probably do Salah to Gross. Yeah, I'll probably do Salah to Gross and then outside of that, I'm a little bit unsure of what to do. I could start Archer, to be fair, couldn't I? I could just trust in him. Bowen won't play Daction, mate. He's injured. He's injured for this week, but he might be back for Game Week 22. I've got Bowen as my captain. What am I playing at? Do I reckon Archer plays with Diaz coming in? I don't know. I got a feeling Ben Brereton Diaz a bit more of a number 10, isn't he? Rather than playing in Archer's position. Archer was a club record signing for them, so I'd be surprised if they signed another player to replace Archer. I just realised I got something stuck in my teeth. Sorry, lads. He's not too badly. Daction, yes, mate. I said that earlier. I will be looking at teams, but not straight away. Yes. So Pep Guardiola said in his press conference that Haaland will not be fit for this week. There you go. So he confirmed that Erling and Stones are out. There goes. Picture of him in the press conference. So yeah. I would get Gross if you don't have him, Daction. Rather Louise than Gross. Blimey. Yeah, I guess that's something to consider, I guess. Look at midfielders, XGI total, though. I think Gross is ahead of... He is. Just ahead of Douglas Louise. It's close, though, isn't it? Look. Foden versus Gross. I'm probably a boring, safe FPL manager, but I would say Gross. Lee, I've not bought Haaland back, mate. No, I haven't, because he's been confirmed to be out. So I don't think, given that we've got early confirmation he's out, I can't really justify bringing in an injured player, particularly because I don't really have an 11 that will play yet. So I think I need to do Salah to Gross, and then I've got one other transfer. And I'm not too sure what to do with it. I guess I could get a defender in, but... I have thought of bringing in Tony, but it would be a genuine 1 week punt, because I'd want Haaland straight back in afterwards. I haven't decided what I'm doing with my chips yet. I don't think I have enough information yet. There's fair that there's a good case for it, but if you're making decisions for Game Week 25 and Game Week 21, I think you're thinking way ahead of yourself. I won't be using it until then, if that helps. But whether I use it on the game week or not will depend on what my team looks like, I think. It depends on how many Liverpool players I can get in, I would say. I would also suggest that if Man City, or it's Man City the double, isn't it? I would also suggest that there's a real case to hit your triple captain. If Haaland has a double game week, is there realistically a better triple captain than that? With obviously the exception of Salah. Because it's Man City as well. Would you want to use a chip on a week that Man City have a double game week, where you can't be assured that your Man City players you pick are going to play both games? I'm not too sure about it, to be honest. And I guess with Tony, if Tony's doubling in for 25, I could get Tony in. I'll tell you what, I could get Tony in, couldn't I? And then do Solanke to Haaland. It would involve selling Solanke. Let's see if I can afford that. We get Gross in, because he is cheaper than Foden. And then we do... He does have a double as well, doesn't he? Oh. So we get rid of I'll just get rid of Watkins then. As painful as that is, I probably can get rid of Watkins. When's the Solanke double? Excuse me. When's the likely Solanke double? Yeah, so the double game week's official now then. If Liverpool get to the EFL Cup final, they'll likely have a double game week in 25. Jesus. It's going crazy, isn't it? It's going crazy, man. Bloody hell. What a time. What a time. Let's see if Ben Crellin's done his spreadsheet then. Because I am racking my brains today. This is hopefully not going to kill my laptop doing this. We'll find out. So no, he's not updated it. So I'm just trying to get my head around these doubles. So, okay, so the Brentford double is Liverpool and Man City. But I wouldn't rule out Tony doing all right in that double, to be honest. Man City have got 2 home games against Chelsea and Brentford. That's pretty good, isn't it, to be fair? So what fixture do Liverpool currently have in 25? So Liverpool's 2 will be Brentford and Luton. Oh, that makes sense. So yeah, Liverpool play Brentford and Luton. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I'm just trying to work this all out now. Yeah, I think that's fair, Alex Andrew. I wouldn't be too worried about it. This particular game week. I think Foden's fine. Likewise, Gross. Just don't know what to do with my team, man. Well, this gross hype all of a sudden, mate, is because the top 5 midfielders in the game are not playing, and I've got the 6th best one. The 7th best one is Phil Foden, who's not guaranteed to play. The 8th best one is Douglas Luiz, who is all right, but realistically, he's going to get most of his goals from pens. He's in my team already, and Bumo's injured. Diaby might not play. Odegaard's 8.5 million, and then there's Gross at 6.5. So for me, that's the reason I'm liking Gross. He's probably, for the price, the best midfielder I can get my hands on, I think. And Brighton have got great upcoming fixtures. So you look at the fixtures: Wolves, Luton, Palace, next 3, and then you'll probably be looking to get off him for a Liverpool player, or just bench him. So he's a good option. I won't have him slandered. Only joking. I just think he's a good option. It's your opinion if you don't agree. So yeah, if I do, I tell you what, I do really fancy it, but it feels just so risky. So I do Gross, Tony. Yeah, you too, FPL Tom. I hope you do get to 3K, mate, and hope the date goes well as well, mate. You deserve both. I really do hope the best for you, my friend. Please, everyone, wish Tom the best for his date, and subscribe to his channel if you've not already. You can't really do. Don't think you can really sell Solanke with an upcoming double. No, I didn't have Son Unish. Never had Son. Never had Trent. Got quite lucky with the injuries. I'm going to look see what FPL review's saying I should do. If in doubt, FPL review. We'll look at teams after this. Give me a good break from thinking about mine. I like Tony too. As punts go, he's as good as they get, aren't they? I mean, he's nailed 90 minutes, penalties. It's just how good is he without... No one knows when Bournemouth have the double action. It's not confirmed yet. They're expected to, but it could be any game week, really. I've had Bowen since game week 2, something like that. I've had him for... May have even had him since the start. I don't know. Can I tell when I had him, when I bought him? Don't know. But wow, he's 7.7 and you can see, so he's 7.7 and his price is now 8.1. So I think I had him since he was like 7 million. Should we do the transfer solver? What's FPL review saying I should do? Solve my problems for me, computer. Oh no, that's not good. I don't want to bring in Alvarez. I can't justify that. Unish, if you fancy Foden over Gross, go for it, my friend. I can't. Okay, it's saying Salah to Foden then and Bowen to Richarlison. Don't mind that. Okay, so that's my top transfer then. That's all right. I can deal with that. Transfer history. If you have a quick look. When did I bring him in? How do I find my transfer history anyway? Down here. When did I bring Bowen in? I brought him in on wildcard, game week 8. Saying Richarlison. Good old reviews bigging up Richarlison, aren't they? I just don't know. I don't know how clever the FPL like review algorithm is with Richarlison. Like, has it factored in the fact that Son isn't playing for Spurs? No, Isaac Mags. Bowen will be back next week. I think you can get away with starting Conte. I definitely wouldn't do it for a hit. Archer to Werner. I'm not bringing in Werner, mate. Don't even know if he's going to play. I think Salah to Gross is pretty much nailed on for me. It's going to be Salah to Gross, and then what else do I do? What other transfers do I make? I really like Garnacho, mate. I think he's good. If he fits the mould for your team, go for it. And I'd probably say Neto over Garnacho because he is better. But if you need the money, go Garnacho. Is bringing Tony a good? Yeah, I think so. I'm really debating it. I'm really debating it. But has Thomas Frank like categorically said he's going to be in the team? I'm sure he will be, but has it been categorically stated? That's Henri. A lot of people going Tony. Lots of Arsenal rumours, which is fair enough. Yeah, I think it's. Oh, I can't believe I'm doing it. I can't believe I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do Salah to Gross and Archer to Tony, and then I'll be 3-4-3. Just doing that. I'll just do the maths a second. So, who will fall victim here? So if I can get Haaland and Tony in this team, no, I can't. I can't fit them all in. Is Foden not a better pick than Gross? Yeah. Question is, why does Foden play both games of the double, considering Alvarez and KDB will be back fit alongside, you'd imagine, Haaland? The only reason I've got doubts about Tony is I think it makes it a bit of a challenge to get Salah back into my team. I would have to do something mad like Garnacho. And I don't think Foden is in the form of his life. I don't think it's that good. It's 4 attacking returns in 3 games, 2 goals, 2 assists in 3 games. It's not world breaking in my opinion, you know? And he got 2 of those assists against Sheffield United. And he's got Newcastle at St James's Park as his next fixture. If I go for Foden as well, I'm completely priced out of Salah. But I guess if I just ignore... So I think for Game Week 25, if 4 teams have a double game week, I might free hit. But no, it's a triple captain week, isn't it? Because Salah and Haaland are doubling. So it's a triple captain week in 25, isn't it? And then the 29 blank is probably the time to play the free hit. So if I put in my mind that I'm going to play my triple captain Game Week 25, I need to have both Haaland and Salah in my team. Which means... Yeah. It's mental, isn't it? That I could not have possibly have thought about this before the stream either because of all the news we've had come out. Like the double game week's been announced in the last hour. Likewise, Haaland injury. So yeah, that's the only reason I've got a doubt about Tony Alexandru is because if I have him, look, I can't afford to get Haaland and Salah together with him. But he's needed, isn't he, for that double game week 25? I'm gonna want him. Is that a free thing, Ben? So I guess when you think about it, I've got Gordon here who could go to Garnacho, or yeah, got Gordon here who could go to Garnacho. So I guess that's one way to enable it, right? Or should I just get Darwin Núñez? All right, we'll have a look at the Fantasy Football Hub planner then. Where's that to then? Is it pick and rating? Oh yeah, I can. Well, there's me. Why would I do Gordon to João Pedro? He's a striker. What's Hubby Hub saying I should do then? Should I make an account? Have I got to make an account? 2 secs. I'll see if I can make a free account. No, I've got to pay for it, apparently. I'll start for free. Just doing an account quickly. There's a free... What are you talking about, free version? What's the free version? There isn't one. I can't do it, mate. I've got to sign up. Just creating an account a second. Yeah, remember me, please. Oh, am I lagging? I will be reviewing teams at some point, but I'm hoping that doing my team helps others at the moment, because I'm just doing my team currently. There we go. I will be reviewing teams in a sec. We got an hour and a half, so we got a while. What? What? What the fuck? Hang on. I just created an account and now it won't log me in. What a rubbish. Right, so I'm now logged in. Here we go. Ugh. I'm not using this tool. I'm not adding my team in manually. That's gonna take ages. Why can't it just... They've swindled me. I've made an account. You don't even give me predicted... Nah, I can't, mate. I can just do it in my head. Got 14 people watching me do that. That's not fair. I think Tony's a luxury I can't afford. How much is Richarlison compared to... He's 6'9", gross is 6'5". Oh, I'm pulling my hair out trying to do this, lads. I'm not going to lie. It's hard. It's hard. Right, I'm going to have a look at, for the next 10 minutes, until 4:50, I'm going to have a look at other people's teams. So if you want to send me your FPL ID into Drafthound, I'll give you some suggestions. Although, as you've just seen, I cannot figure out what to do with my own team. So quite how that's going to work for you, I'm not too sure. Two, 2, 1, 3, 9, 6, 2. I will call Stumps in a quarter of an hour. I'm just going to do it for a quarter of an hour. This one for me is quite easy because I don't think Son is an option going forwards because he doesn't have a double. So you can get rid of Son without any regrets. And I just do Son to probably Pascal Gross. And then maybe take a hit to bring in a defender. Maybe. But you could rock up to this game week with Son for Gross. I'd definitely do Son to Gross. Maybe consider, because no, Trent will have a double, so you don't want to sell Trent. You got triple Liverpool, that's really quite nice for the double. Yeah. Taylor to Doty? Yeah, you could do because he's going to have a double, isn't he? Maybe that's my trick, you know. Maybe that's my trick in my team as well. Get Doty in. That hurts. I could well do that. Yeah, I like that. But I'd rather do Lascelles to Doty because Taylor could still play. Lascelles, I think he's done in the Newcastle team. So yeah, Lascelles to Doty, Son to Gross. That'd be my moves. You've already got Foden, so you can't get him. Yeah, that's what I'd do. Right. Ben next. That's all right, Andrew. Hopefully it helped you. Yeah, I was looking at your team, Ben. I think I already told you what to do, didn't I? We were texting earlier. What did I say? Yeah, for FPL, mate, it doesn't change the price of fish. I can't remember what I said because I had more time to think about it then than I do now. Debating Foden. I think you could do Foden in for Son and then bench Branthwaite. But I'd almost consider Gross instead, just because he's going to play. But then Foden has a double in 25, doesn't he? So, yeah, Foden in for Son, I think, makes sense for your team. If he doubles in 25 and you're sold on him, you're telling me he's in the form of his life. I reckon you got to believe in him, mate. Do it. Foden in for Son. Roll the other transfer because your team will be good enough at that point. You'll be 3-4-3, bench Branthwaite, go with the rest of them. I think that's the way to go. Barmy Army next. It's really hard this week, isn't it, man? It's so hard. Salah to Gross. That's all you need to do. Salah to Gross. Keep the rest of your team. Bench Kufal. That's what I'd do. There you go. That's what I'd do. Salah to Gross. Bench Kufal. Who's next? Ashton. It's so hard, though, isn't it? Let's be honest. Haaland's not playing. I just said bench Kufal, yeah. Haaland's not playing. No, I don't know about KDB. With this team, I do Son to Gross, and then I'd consider Edouard to Haaland next week. I reckon you could scrape round with 4 at the back. Bench Lascelles for Gross, and then go 4-4-2, rather than take a hit. Because Trippier, he could get an attack in return, he could get bonus points, he could do something against City, and I think probably better than taking a hit. Already done it, mate. It's at the beginning of the stream. Pause it now. There's the XP for midfielders. Pause it now. Okay. That's thinking of what I do, Ashton. I play 4-4-2. The South for Estupinian, yeah, it's not too bad at all. Safwan. One thing I'm not going to do is leave my transfers right to the deadline either, because I've got a feeling the game freezes this week. Honestly, Safwan, I think this team's really good. I'm not sure there's a whole lot you need to do with it. Who'd you sell? You could maybe do Salah for Gross, but you're going to want Salah back. So I think that's what you weigh up. Do you want to make the transfer or roll to next week where you can get Haaland back in? Gusto? Does anyone know about Gusto? Is Gusto injured? I put Trippier first on my bench. I'd be half tempted just to roll the transfer and play this team, to be completely honest with you. 1,956 overall. Wow. I'd honestly, with a team like this, I'd be half tempted not to do anything and just roll. Graphic hands, 851103. Tony's more now to start every week. Whose team is this now then? Graphic hand. Yeah, you need a bit of... This team needs... Honestly, I'm looking at this team and I'm thinking you could wildcard. You've got 7 players who are out. Raul Jimenez, who I don't particularly like. So that's 8 players who I think are sells. You've got 8 players who should be sold. I think you could wildcard. I'd probably wildcard. No one knows who's on pens for Liverpool, really. I really would consider wildcarding here, mate. I've done a video on the best wildcard team. When you look at it, just swap Haaland for Alvarez or Tony. You can see that as my latest video on my channel, graphic. I would genuinely consider playing your wildcard. Greg Williams. The chat's going crazy. I'd float around with this team. I'd do Son to Gross. Start Taylor. Pray he plays. Yeah, Son to Gross. And then start Taylor. Pray he plays. I think that's how I'd do it. God, we've got so many messages in here. Wow. That's Greg's team. Who's next? Lee Fisher. So I can't respond to everyone's comments who are probably asking me questions about what I've said about their team, because the teams I'm looking at are at the top of the chat and the questions are all at the bottom, and to balance between the two is just going to be a nightmare. So just bear with. I'm going to get through everyone's teams, comment on them, and I won't be able to respond back, I don't think. 2 frees. I do Son to Gross. Probably Anderson to Doty. I consider getting Doty in, considering he's doubling in game week 25, and then go 4-3-3. 3-4-3. You can probably play Archer this week, to be fair, mate. Mohamed Abubakar. Nine zero. Yeah, I don't mind getting Tony in for Semenyo, you know. I'd probably do a midfielder transfer rather than a... Yeah. I think you could do both of them, though. You got 2 frees, mate. I'd probably do both of them if you fancy both of them. Right, what's the next one? Assist skill. Oh, no. Boo Boo's next. Oh, we're in world of pain, aren't we, everyone? Everyone's team is in... What I think is useful to see from this activity, right, is, and I'm not meaning to diss people, but a lot of people have real problems with their fantasy teams this week, right? So if you are able to get a reasonable team of 11 players without taking a hit, I think that puts you above most of the game. Like, I really do. So going into this game week with a team that doesn't feel massively ideal, I think it's all right because when you look at all these teams I've looked at, right, need like 3 or 4 transfers, but you can't do that. So I would say if you can field an 11 and you're not absolutely scrounging, I think you're doing all right, to be honest. I do Son to Gross, Jesus to Tony. I'll be bold. Or Jesus to Solanke. Boo Boo. Assist skill. Should you start Mubama? I have no idea, to be honest. I have no idea. I do Son to Gross, play 3-5-2, bench 4-4-2, bench Taylor. I think that's what I'd do there. Use your 1-3, don't take a hit. I think you'd be alright. Hugo Hansen. Blimey. This is the first team that I've seen where he can roll. Hugo Hansen, I would roll. Bowen's not playing this game week, but with the team I'm looking at, I'd roll. Give yourself 2 frees next week, mate. Should you start Taylor or Bowen? I'd start Taylor because there's a chance that he plays. It's all right. You're very welcome for the review. Bowen's definitely out this game week. I wouldn't captain Richarlison. I think there's too many doubts about him. Christopher C. Nice one, mate. Sorry your season's not going so well. FPL MFZ. 7794. After Juntal, I'm going to cut off team reviews. Right, I'm going to do the quiz after the team reviews as well, and then we'll go back to my team. Because it's a disaster. All right. Mr. Nobody, FPL MFZ. Oh, MH, I did forget. MH football. It's really hard to keep track of the chat. Apologies. When new messages are coming through after you've seen some, it's hard. Sorry, mate. Blimey. Could be hit territory. Probably not, though. Yeah, I think you might have to take a hit here. Son to Gross, Osler to Tony, Jesus to Watkins. Son to Gross, Osler to Tony, I think. Huang, you could do Huang. Oh, you need to get Palmer in. Huang to Palmer, definitely. Son to Gross. And then I reckon you play with what you've got there. Maybe even going with 10 men. I'm really against. I don't like taking hits, to be honest. I would those are 2 transfers I'd definitely suggest getting Cole Palmer in. Right, MF said we're actually going to look at your team now. Apologies, mate. 7794. I would do Son to Palmer. You can't do Palmer. Oh, what a nightmare. You can't bring Palmer in. Tony Garnacho and Gross in. Yeah, do it. Do it. All right, 2 more teams then. Me and G Gaming. Son to Gross. And then bench Trent. Go 4-4-2. Son to Gross, bench Trent. That's what I'd do. Juntal. I don't know, Ben, you'll have to search that one up yourself, my friend. I reckon you'll be able to find that info somewhere. Is that Juntao? Must be. Son's gross, bench Taylor. That's all you need to do. All right, there's all the teams done. Should you have a look at a quiz? Anyone want to do a quiz? I've done a quiz to take our minds off our terrible teams for a minute. Why would I start Bell over Kufal? Well, when you look at the clean sheet odds, mate. Oh, I was going to say Luton are better than West Ham. They're not, but Kufal's flagged. So why would you start I just wouldn't start a flagged player, basically. I think that's my logic. I think Kufal could get a cam. Up to you, I guess. I would assume that the Luton clean sheet odds were better than the West Ham ones, but they're not. I don't know why I thought that. Kufal. I'd start Kufal. Yeah, start Kufal. For some reason, in my mind, I didn't have West Ham playing Sheffield United. I'd start Kufal. Right. Come on in. We got a quiz. So which team? 4 questions. 4 questions. This will help take our minds off of the terrible situation of all of our teams. And then in 10 minutes' time, we'll feel refreshed because we've just done a fun quiz and we'll be able to, attack our teams with a different headspace. So yeah, which team has conceded the fewest goals in the league this season? Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United. I should have caveated that by saying in the Premier League. So yeah, Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, or Man United. You got a shout at Liverpool and Arsenal. He's saying Arsenal, final answer. Lee's saying Liverpool. Liverpool. Oh, it froze on me there, look. Glitching all over my own screen. That was lucky. My computer just got overloaded then. The answer is... Sorry, I was a bit distracted by my computer saying it was overloaded. The answer is Liverpool. In the league this season so far, they've conceded 18 goals, which is the fewest. Next question. Which defender has scored the most goals? Romero, Cash, Anderson, or Senesi of Bournemouth? Good to see you, Rami, on Hotel Wi-Fi, mate. We're just in the middle of the quiz. Going to look at my terrible team in a second. Try and work out what to do with it. Romero, Cash, Anderson. Cash or Anderson? Anderson. Senesi. Any more answers flying in? Answer, Romero. Got 3 goals. He's the number one scoring. He's the defender in the league with the most goals. That's what I was trying to say. There you go. So, I've said in previous weeks that Darwin Núñez has hit the woodwork the most of any Premier League player. I think that was a question in previous quizzes. But just how many times has he hit the woodwork this season? 3, 4, 5, or 6? How many times has he hit the woodwork this season? Ten. Let me know if the stream is like deteriorating on your screen. I've had a warning from YouTube that apparently it's not getting enough video to maintain good quality, but it looks all right to me. This is one game. It's across the whole season. How many times did he hit the woodwork? Awesome. That's good, Dan. Thank you, mate. The answer. I don't actually know how many times he scored. Oh, that's the old quiz. The answer is 5. He's hit the woodwork 5 times this season. And I'll just check how many goals he scored. Just to prove that stat. He scored 5 at the woodwork 5 times. All right then. Final question. Who is the most popular player in FPL currently? Areola, Saka, Watkins, or Salah? Who is the most owned player in FPL? Rounding off the quiz with a question I imagine most people can answer. Saka, Bukayo, Areola, Saka. Everyone's saying Saka. Dan likes nipples. That's great. Great to hear, Dan. Thank you. Thank you for that input. Exactly. That's the thing. Salah could also be owned on people that haven't sold him yet, you know? The answer is Saka. 61.8% ownership. Did I do another quiz question? No. That was from last week. I haven't done another quiz question. We could do a final decider. You can find out the answer to this by scrolling back through the past of the video, but I'll give like 10 seconds. What is my current rank in FPL? That was the final question I was going to do, but I thought it was a bit self-indulgent, you know, asking people to guess what my current rank is. But yeah, that was the final question. What is my current rank? And I'll reveal it in a sec. You might be able to remember it from what you saw on screen. $7 million? 8 million? 34k? That's a nice guess. I'll take that. MH football. That's a good guess, mate. I'll put you out of your misery. 100 and... Oh, I actually remember. 142k. That's where I am at the moment. And I do, after my quiz, I do come back with a renewed, refreshed feeling about what I want to do with it. I've decided that I don't think I can justify... I can't sell. I'm going to have to sell Salah, haven't I? I've got to sell Salah. I've just got to do it in a way that I can easily buy him back. So let's do Salah. Let's do Salah to Pascal. And then I need to do it in a way. I need to get a striker in, I think. But in a way where I can... Well, do I get a defender? Or maybe... God, it feels disgusting. Maybe I could just do Salah to Gross. And then play Archer. I could just do Salah to Gross and play Archer. It feels horrible, but I could do that. Yeah, my reason, though, is that I can't afford both Haaland and Salah in my team if I have Foden. Foden does double in 25, doesn't he? Pedro is a good shape. And I just don't... Phil Foden absolutely screwed me last season. What's João Pedro's minutes like? What's his minutes like? He always seems to bloody score, doesn't he? That's what I'm thinking, Alexandria, and I reckon those two transfers are gonna be useful. Pedro does look good, doesn't he? 7 goals, 9 starts. Oh, I think João Pedro could be a shout, you know. But then I just want Haaland in next week if he's fit, and I'd sell Pedro for him. I think so, Alexandru. As boring and like uninspiring as that is, right? Crawling through this game week, making one free transfer, not having a team that I'm massively happy with, it's not the end of the world. Considering game week 25, we've just had a double game week announced for Liverpool and Man City. That's going to need a triple captain and lots of transfers to prepare for it. In fan team, Ben, I bought in Gross and Saka. Who would you guys bench between Watkins, Alvarez, Solanke, and probably Solanke, just because he's got the hardest fixture. But even then, I wouldn't be massively confident in it. If I do Salah to Gross now, do that. 14.7 in the bank. Haaland in next week. I've got 5.3 to play with. And I can get Salah back in for Bowen when I potentially need to. Or can't get him back in. That's interesting. So I can't have Salah and Haaland obviously in this same team. So regardless of what I do, it's multiple transfers to get Salah back anyway. Tell you what, I don't despise Bowen to Foden. But I do think Bowen is just such a good pick, isn't he? Even with the double in 25, he could outscore. Because if Foden doesn't start one of the two games of the double, Bowen's got Nottingham Forest. I'm not sure, Barmy Army. I think Rashford could. Melvin, good to see you, mate. I'm doing very well. Hope you are too, mate. My team's not doing very well. I'd say Garnacho's pretty nailed, Jay. He's been playing so well for United recently. Although I do think he'll play on the right wing, Rashford on the left, which isn't ideal for Garnacho. He'll score more goals off the left wing. Good grief, it's so tough, isn't it, this? I always give the advice, if you're not sure of a transfer, don't make it. And I'm not sure of the other transfer I want to make. So I'm thinking of just doing Salah to Gross. I'm going to start Archer. No, Bowen's injured, mate. He's not going to play. I like it, Christopher C. I like it. Good moves. I'm just not sure. Other than doing Salah to Gross, I am not sure I want to make any other transfers to my team this week. I don't want to bring Haaland in. I can't afford it. The other one I could do is Pedro in. Why am I talking of Brentford players? Sheffield United. I like it, Colin. You could captain Watkins. I'm not going to. I've got no value in Salah, but I've got a lot in Bowen. I can't really sell. That's a very good point about Bowen. I've got, 0.4 million in him. So I can't really do that. Salah's fine. I don't have no issue selling Salah. I don't think I have any value wrapped up in him anyway. 12.9 I sell him for. He's 13.2. Yeah, they're similar, aren't they, I guess? But I've got more value wrapped up in Bowen for sure. When does Haaland play next? Fixtures. Haaland plays again Wednesday, the 31st of January. So he's got Burnley. Burnley at home. God, that's a good fixture, isn't it? How good of a fixture is that? So I'm going to want to buy him back next week. You do need to do so in Colin Johnston. No, I don't think I'm going to punt on Tony. Or should I? Should I punt on Tony? I think I'm leaning that way, Melvin. I definitely need to make one transfer. There's no way I can look at this team with 2 free transfers and not make a transfer. It doesn't make sense. I can definitely make one. But obviously, question is, like, is it worth doing 2? Or will all the information we get be worth saving one? And I reckon, I don't think that's the case at all, Banner Boy. It's 2 weeks away. I think he'll be fine. But that's equally, if Haaland's not back then, it's still good information. Because I've got 2 free transfers, you know? So I'm set up to buy him the week after. It doesn't really matter. I don't like my defence really either, to be honest, but I'm just going to have to roll with it. The problem is, if I do start Archer, do we reckon Archer plays? Or, because someone raised a fair point earlier with Ben, Brett and Diaz signing for Sheffield United. Is Archer's place still nailed? But it's so tough, isn't it, this week? It's so tough. Let's see what Draft Hand says I should do with my team. Assistant manager saying Archer to Alvarez, Salah to Foden. Salah to Foden, Salah to Foden. Yeah, fair one. Can't start Doty against. You can't have Doty in your team. Saying Salah to Foden. Just buying Phil Foden goes against everything I'm for in FPL. It does. It does. Who are you saying's nailed there, Ben? Foden or Gross? Yeah, I'm not saying I think Foden will play this week, but is he going to play every week? You know, if I'm buying Phil Foden, well, because by the time we get to 23, 24, KDB, Alvarez, Doku, Grealish, Bernardo Silva, they'll all be fit. So it's not. I'm not that I'm making a transfer for 1 week. I'm making. If I bring in a player now, I'm bringing him in to hold them. Really. If I do. All right. Let's just work out what my team looks like with Salah, with Foden in it. Then. So if I get Haaland in as well, how do I get back to Salah? How do I get to Salah? I just. But then, yeah, but that still doesn't. That doesn't because what if he doesn't play against Burnley? What if he doesn't play against Brentford? What is he? What if he doesn't play against Everton? And you say he's explosive. The most returns he's had in a single game this season is 2, and that was 2 assists against Sheffield United. 1 goal against Everton, 1 assist against Palace, 2 blanks there, 1 goal, 1 goal, 1 goal, 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 assist. I don't think he's that explosive. Gross. 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90. It's really close between the two players. God, it's such a disgusting decisions to make this game week, isn't it? Good God. Douglas Luiz. I could do Douglas Luiz, couldn't I? What was FPL review saying again? Was it telling me to buy Foden? I'm gonna see what other people are doing as well. I'm gonna have a look at some other YouTubers shamelessly. What's good old FPL Harry doing? He's good at FPL, isn't he? God, his team looks good. That's so tough. Sorry, I'm spying on other YouTubers to see what they're doing. They've got Alvarez. I don't know what Harry's doing. I didn't want to put his audio on the stream. Honestly, my head hurts. How are you guys feeling? Are your heads hurting too with thinking about these moves? It is. It's so painful. I'd go gross in for Son because Trent be back next week. My brain is fried too, mate. All right, it is FPL review saying get Foden as well. Yeah, my gut says gross. Then owning Foden for game week 25 would be really nice. Owning Foden for game week 25 would be really nice. I'm just going to refresh it a sec. But you can't bring. You also don't know what's going to happen with Phil Foden, do you? Like, he could get injured in that time. I'm buying him for something that's happening in what 1, 2, 3, 4 game weeks time. I'm just going to check when that is. Yeah, Colin's got a point here. He did the AFCON graphic, didn't he? Where's the AFCON graphic? Where's the AFCON graphic he did? Where's your AFCON graphic? Where's the AFCON graphic he did? I have to watch one of my own videos on stream to find it, aren't I? And by that time, my stream will probably crash. Yeah, will I have any regrets if I go for Gross? Probably not. I'm warming up to it, mate, but I just need to continue through the process. Just got to watch these ads. So hopefully my laptop doesn't crash. Where's the graphic? There's the graphic. 2 secs. I'm just putting it on full. There you go. You can see it as well. So yeah, they're likely back. They're likely to be back. Even if Salah wins AFCON, he could be back. That's a horrible freeze frame, although you can't see it. So even look at that picture. Even if he wins AFCON, he could be back for game week 25. Just saying. I know I should be talking more, but it's so tough. I think I'm just going to do Salah to Gross and leave it. I can't see anything else massive that's on. I can't. And then if Haaland's not back for Burnley, I'm 3-5-2. I can make another transfer. I think it's Salah to Gross. I kind of have to do that, I think. Because I'm always going to have to... I can't have Salah and Haaland in the same team anyway. It could be a game week 25 free hit as well, couldn't it? Oh. I'm going to see what Andy's doing as well. Sorry, other YouTubers. This is... I don't know about everyone else, but this is the hardest deadline decision I can remember in the whole time I've been playing fantasy football. I have not felt so unsure about what to do with my team. I've not felt as unsure as this in a long time. That's Andy's team. If anyone's watching Andy, oh, it's not gonna focus. Salah to Gross is nailed on. I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm doing that. I've decided on that. Good tweet. Yeah, I'm going Gross, mate. The other decision I've got, maybe I should make the transfer and then worry about my other decision after that. Oh, Ben, this is so tough, isn't it? I tell you what. Shenanigans raises a really good point about Gross sitting on your bench. Going back on Gross, right? So next week, if Haaland's back, I'm probably benching Pascal Gross. Mate, well, Gordon's got Villa away. I guess that is a tough fixture. Is Gordon better than Gross for return? 6'7", 0.46. Gross is 3'6", 0.43. Yeah, Gordon's better. Why? I'm not. You know how I said I was set on Gross. I'm not set on Gross anymore. I'm kind of set on Foden. I don't mind Richarlison, but for me, I don't know what you guys think, but there are a few too many doubts about. He's good, isn't he? There are a few too many doubts about how Spurs play without Son. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but do you think Timo Werner is going to help Richarlison? Do you think that's going to help him? There's definitely three. It's Richarlison, Gross, and Foden. Those are the three. I realistically don't see an option outside of those three that can come in. I just don't see an option outside of those three. Who's two donkeys now rather than one? What does that mean? Neto. To be fair. God damn it. Fixtures aren't great. Oh, you're right about Richarlison. I don't think I'd keep Richarlison, Ben. Right, what I have to do is work out if I can get how I do it. How I get Foden. If I can fit Foden, Salah, and Haaland into a team together, then I'm going to do it. But if I can't, yeah, I can. Foden's got to go. Bowen's got to go, but I can do that. Yeah. Foden has a double. So I can have that team for 25. Garnacho, I can't afford him. It's the problem. I can't quite get to him. I could get a Luton keeper in or something, to be fair. And by that time, Dubravka, I could sell Martinez for the Luton keeper. Could do that. Oh, I don't. Fornals, nah, I don't fancy Fornals. Can't be going for him. Imagine dropping Bowen for... I can't drop Bowen, can I? I can't give up on Bowen. Maybe I'll drop Watkins as well at some point. To be fair, I could drop Watkins, couldn't I? I could drop Watkins. I could do Watkins to Alvarez, couldn't I? Can I do that? Still leaves me short. Fuck it. I think I'm going to do Salah to Foden. I just think there's enough going for Foden now where you can pick him, isn't there? And I always have someone on my bench regardless of what I do. Yeah, Salah to Foden. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. God. What am I doing? What am I doing? No, I don't want to do that, Ryan. I'm just one more thing. Just to be sure. Just to be sure. If FPL review says to do it, I'm gonna do it. Alright? If FPL review is saying to do it, I'm doing it. It's not working. I didn't realise that was a thing, to be honest. I need to get sponsorship. By the way, sneaker. I think Phil Foden was in there, wasn't he? Done. I can't believe I've just done that. I think it's got to be done, hasn't it? With the double as well. It makes sense. And then I was always thinking I would always bench Gross next week as well. And I can't have a player that I want to buy and then immediately bench. I can't do that to myself. So Foden's in. I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. I think I'm going to stick Palmer. Captaincy is going to stay on Palmer. Yeah, I'm not certain, not 100%, but I think based on current form, he's better than Saka. He is better than Saka. In recent games, he's better than Saka. I think that's all right, isn't it? God, Archer. Can I really start Archer? And then I'll have 2 frees next week. I know, Unish. At least I have 11 players. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's a nice team, Isaac. Nice team, mate. I tell you what, Lee, I don't actually mind that. What if by some miracle he's fit? I actually don't mind that. In the league, mate, but they did play full strength team against Bristol City in the FA Cup and drew 1-1. Lee, I like that. I like that. Yeah, I don't mind that, Lee. Thank you for that. That could save me, you know. I'm going to be positive about that. How long till the deadline? The deadline is in 45 minutes. Rather than say a time, because I don't know where you are geographically, 45 minutes. Well, 42 minutes to go. And the 11th in the world guy is getting gross. Fair enough. Could have told me that. Could have told me that before. Yes, I probably would do it -4. But it depends on who you get in. Trippier. I think he could get an attack in return this weekend and bonus points. Could get Estupinian, but I want transfers to deal with the double. Estupinian, what are these questions? Sidemen shorts. I don't know. Should you get Estupinian or Porro? I think you should get Estupinian. Oh, horrible, horrible game week this. Horrible. Alfie Doty. Are you a Luton fan, are you? It depends who you're taking out, Isaac. I mean, the hit has to be worth 4 points. So if you're taking out a player that's not starting, maybe. There you go. Should all fit if we do that. Magic. You fancy a Luton clean sheet and an assist? Interesting. Interesting. Can't believe I just bought Phil Foden. It makes sense, doesn't it? With a double in 25. Oh, I'm sorry, Shaniel. You do. You do. I can't really say anything to comfort you other than a Palmer hat-trick would do that. Sorry that happened to you, my friend. What are your options, Ben? Name me your options that you've got for your third mid. No, Dally Paul. No, I didn't do that. Hi, Tom. I'm taking a punt on Tony. I like that. With Pedro and Watkins, meaning I have a bench of... I've got to say I'd bench Pascal Gross. I think I'd bench Pascal Gross. Pet Roulette doesn't bother me for a double game week, though. I'm still happy to have Foden. You know what I mean? That's kind of the thing that was there for me on him. Pet Roulette might hurt me for the double, but... And I've always, I think, regardless of the position that my team is in, from now going forwards, I'm bringing Haaland next week. And then if there's any point where Foden doesn't start or looks like he's not going to start, I can always bench him. So I'm not too worried. What does your gut say, Ben? Right, I'm holding a gun to your head, Ben. The fake gun. The gun is at your head. You have to pick one player. Who are you picking? Gun is to your head. The first name to come to your head is the one you pick. Gun is on your head. There you go, that's the one you should pick. Get one of them. Get one of them. And do you have a strong opinion between the two of them? I'd probably say get Neto if he's 1.5 million cheaper. That will probably help you in the long term. Prefer gross, but Neto allows me more flexibility, yeah. I think the one thing you're going to need over the next few weeks, mate, is flexibility. I'd say Neto. Although the fixtures are a lot better for Brighton. Unish, Ben's talking about another game called Fan Team. I don't know, Hugo. It depends on the rest of your team. If you can't field an 11, make the transfer. If you can, roll. Everyone I'm seeing on Twitter has a better team than me, to be fair. Some are playing Archer, though, to be fair. My team, mate. You did gross. Fair enough, mate. I don't think you'll have any regrets about gross. Can we look at... I just Google that. He's got a good website as Focal. I just want to see what Fabio Borges has got in his team. Can I see Fabio Borges' team? I'll look at it. I want to play a league. Yeah, bench works the same way, mate. So there's his ID. That's Fabio Borges. If we stick it in draft down, if he's got Foden already, then well. He's got Foden and Garnacho. He's all shit me. He's already got Foden. Look at that team. That's why he's one of the best managers in the world. See, Ben, you see that? The fact that Fabio Borges has got Foden says it all, really, doesn't it? I'd agree, spaghetti and beans. Unless it's a double game week, I don't think I'd be hitting defenders out. Makes me happy too, to be fair. And he only had one free transfer this week. I must admit, I'm still mulling over whether I should make an extra transfer. I'm not massive on Archer, who will probably play for me this week. No, I don't. I reckon he doesn't have Cole Palmer. I reckon he does Salah to Palmer and captains Palmer. That's what I think he does. Or Saka. If there's ever a man to copy, not that I'm copying, I've already made my move, so I can't be copying him. If there's ever a man to look to for reassurance, it's Fabio Borges, right? Or Borges. The greatest FPL manager of all time. I'm happy with Palmer. I'm gonna keep it with Palmer. Who played the most recently? actually. 7th of January, 5 days ago. And Chelsea got a cut replay, haven't they? 9th. Holy shit, Arsenal don't play until the 20th. Wait, they don't have a game until the 20th? So they don't have a cup game. They're out, aren't they? Oh, I'm tempted to do Saka based on that then. That's done it for me. Fixtures, tiredness, blah, blah, blah. That's done it for me, that has. I wouldn't sell Bowen. No. I wouldn't sell Bowen because he'd probably be back next week. He might even play this game week. Saka essential? I mean, there's no such thing as essential in my eyes. I've had him all season. So, yeah, he's the most popular player in the game. He'll be the most popular captain this week. Would any of you take a chance on starting Taylor over Udogie? Yeah, I'm going to go Saka. Would any of you take a chance on starting Taylor over Udogie here as well? Just think about it like holistically. Got no KDB news, I'm afraid. I would swap Salah for Saka and captain Saka. Is he? Where have you seen that Taylor's ruled out? Where have you seen that? I don't think he is. No, I'm not. Don't. Yeah, please. I'm not attacking you by any means, mate. I haven't seen it confirmed. Is all I'm saying. Fuck it. I'll leave it. I'm gonna run it. Go for that. I'm gonna go in with that. I think. Good God. Good God. What did you, Annika Rowlang, did you need anything? Honestly, if Archer scores against West Ham or Bowen starts, I am going to be bouncing off the ceiling. I think so. I think this is my team now. Salah to Foden. That's all I've done. 1 free transfer next week. Right, I'll take a couple team reviews if you want. I'll do a 5 minutes of team reviews. Why not? Ben, go for it, mate. I'll find your team. Anyone else want their team looked at? Shoot it in the chat. Wouldn't worry about 4-4-2. I think that's fine. Son to Foden. Poe Torres to Estupinian. Son to Foden, Poe Torres to Estupinian. Do that. Yeah, Pro Head Pylos, I can do team names. As long as it's relatively unique, I can probably find it. Melvin. Salah to Foden. That's all you need to do. I'd do Salah to Foden and roll the other transfer. Just my thoughts. That's what I'd do there, mate. Five, 7, 2. The next game week's so far away that we don't have any info. In reality. Clement. Roll. You're in a very unique position. Oh, you've got 2 frees. Salah to Foden, bench Konza. Salah to Foden, bench Konza. Then Donkin Donuts. There he is. Ooh. My brother, I would use a wild card. I think I would wild card. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players that I would want to sell. I think you should wild card. Oh yeah, it won't show you. Yeah, good job you've wildcarded. It will only show you your team as per the last deadline. I'm afraid it won't update automatically. It'll only update on the deadlines. So sorry, I can't see your latest team. You'll have to tell me what it is. Side men shorts. Honestly, I would do Son to Foden and bank on Charlie Taylor starting. Just use 1 transfer. I don't think it's worth hits for defenders. Son to Foden, bank on bank on Taylor not starting. Bank on Taylor starting. That's what I say. Up to you though, mate. I don't know if KDB will play. Sorry, no one does. If he did play, I still don't think he's worth it. I think he'd be really managed. Definitely do Son to Foden here, looking at this team. Whose team am I looking at? I've lost track. Niels. I'd definitely do Son to Foden. Probably, would I take a hit? If you did, just imagine Son is Foden second. Yeah, probably have to take a hit. You know what? I do Son to Foden, Semenyo to Solanke. Not Solanke, to Tony. Oh no, because you... No, wouldn't do that. Wouldn't do that. Son to Foden, Bowen to Gross. Take a hit. You already got Foden. What am I doing? You haven't got Palmer. Son to Palmer. Definitely. Get Palmer in. And then I'd probably do Bowen to... I'm missing someone. Bowen to Gross. Oh no, sorry. Son to Palmer, Salah to Gross. There you go. Son to Palmer, Salah to Gross. The reason I've gone Saka as my captain is I've looked at the fixtures. Arsenal's next game is the 20th of January, right? I think the reason behind Saka's poor form is tiredness. He has been used and played so much. Look at all the 90 minutes that he's played this season. The one game he missed was when he was injured. And he scored in his last appearance. So I think I go for the man that plays the least volume of fixtures. I'm going Saka. You think Arteta's going to be drilling the Arsenal team to get ready for the Crystal Palace game. Might even be giving them a rest as well. I'd play Solanke because he takes the penalties. I don't mind Tony captain. Probably wouldn't do it myself. Cack. Right, this will be the last one because my brain is done now. My brain is fried from looking at people's FPL teams. I don't know about you guys, but I'm done in. I got training tonight as well. 2 frees, Son to Foden, Salah to Gross. Son to Foden, Salah to Gross. Timo Werner, mate. You don't want Werner. Don't get Werner. Don't do it. Son to Foden, Salah to Gross. Cack. That's what I do, mate. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Get rid of Salah or keep. I'd probably get rid of him. You can just buy him back. As long as you can get him back nice and easy. Lots of people bringing in Foden. So far did it as well. Lots of people rolling the other. He's got a good team. Timo's a baller. Trust me, he's going to bag. Well, might do. But last time he did, he wasn't very good. So, yeah. Don't know about that one. I tell you what, I'm glad I didn't have Trent and Son to worry about this week. That would have been a nightmare. Yeah, I know, Melvin. It was stressy, wasn't it? I don't usually get stressed about FPL, but yeah, it was a lot. Cheers, Melvin, mate. You have a good evening, mate. Take care, my friend. Thank you so much for joining the stream. It feels so weird, Shaniel. I've never... It's a weird game week spread over 2 weeks. And, oh, it's just been so many unknowns. Absolutely. Malte, good to see you, mate. See, I recognised you by your username then, not being Malte. Good to see you, mate. Cheers for joining. I'm going to be here for 10 more minutes. And then I'm done. Then I'm having a cup of tea and getting ready for training. Say Man United can't defend. They've conceded the 4th least goals in the league so far this season. Bought Tony, I don't mind it. I don't mind that at all. Sorry, mate. Saliba, Pedro Porro, Estupinian, Ariella, Ward-Prowse, Odegaard, Palmer, Richarlison, De Bruyne, João Pedro, Watkins, bench. Play on wildcard. I like the team. I probably wouldn't pick KDB. I'd probably just go for Foden. But other than that, it's really nice. I just can't guarantee to you that KDB will play, but I can 99% say that Foden will play. I wouldn't be selling Gordon this week, but I would sell Son. No point selling Gordon. I think he's fine. Yeah, mate, you do not want to be in that position, in my opinion, particularly with the bench that you have. I would personally, I'd buy Dubravka as well instead of Turner. I would personally buy Foden. You don't have a money issue when you do that then. Go for it, mate. Do it. George, I've almost lost all emotion with United, to be honest. It's really hard to feel connected to that club at the moment. I've got to say. That's just my thoughts. No other advice, mate. Like I said, I do turn it to Dubravka just so, because I think Dubravka's a better option. But other than that, I think the wildcard team's really nice. I don't really like Ward-Prowse. I'd probably suggest Pascal Gross instead of Ward-Prowse. That'd be the other one I'd say. I'm not massive on Ward-Prowse. I think he's playing too deep. But other than that, the team's lovely. I don't mind João Pedro at all. I think he's a decent option. Yeah, Shanu, it just rips all emotion that you have for what I fell in love with Man United, of course, because they were winning, but you could really buy into the story. There you go, look. FPL Harry did Son to Foden, so I feel a little bit better about my life now. Oh, God. And he also rolled the other transfer, so there you go. Who's this dude? Charlie Taylor's not starting, apparently. I don't know if it's a real leak. You did, Alexandra, and I thank you very much. Not only are you generous with your money towards me, you're generous with your opinions and thoughts. So I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you very much. Ooh. I hope everyone's doing well anyway. Sorry, I've been very stressed about my own team this game week. It's taken a bit of a turn compared to other streams. Usually I'm spending most of the time trying to help other people out because my team's very much decided. But this week it was. I hope you can empathise with me. That it was really tough as well. I've not had an FPL game week deadline decision that's been as tough as the one I've had this week. I don't remember them being this hard. So yeah, we're back to normal in the next deadline. Hopefully, we'll see. But yeah, this weekend, what am I up to? Got training tonight. Big swim tonight. Doing a sprint set, which should be good fun. I have got a bursitis, I think it's called, in my shoulder, which is great for swimming. So I have a little bit of a shoulder injury, but once I get warmed up, it doesn't hurt anymore. So that's good. And then I'm going for a little walk with my girlfriend tomorrow around a place in England called Cheddar Gorge. I'll show you. Take mind off FPL for a little bit. I'm going for a walk here, which should be nice. There's Wells Cathedral. That's sort of near where I live. It's near where I grew up anyway. But basically, there's a road that goes through the gorge, and you can walk up the top of one side of it, cross the road at the top, and then walk along the other side of it. And at the bottom of the gorge, there's loads of cafes. It's really nice. So I'm going to go there tomorrow. Go for a nice walk, which should be fun. I'll probably, if we're not doing... yeah, I think it'll be all right. Should be able to get a video out Sunday morning, Saturday evening with a bit of luck. We'll see how we go. But I think, given the fixtures that we've got in the next day, there will be, I reckon, some meaty FPL content about those 3 games, and I will try and make some. George, you were bigging up Timo Werner earlier. You'd be like, oh, Timo Werner's going to bag. And now you're like, oh, should I take him out? 100% you should take him out. Get Richarlison instead. Or any one of my players instead. Get Richarlison, get Foden, get Saka, get Palmer instead. I don't like Timo Werner, for what it's worth. I don't even know if he's going to play. How do you know he's going to play? Excuse me. Thank you, Alexandru. I appreciate that. And I've really put in some pretty grindy hours on YouTube recently as well. Forgive the still, but I'm pretty sure I made... How many videos did I make for Gameweek 21? It's been crap. I've been going mental. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 videos. I did 10 videos for one game week. They're all very valid and good, I think. I'm proud of all of them, to be fair. I thought they were all useful. But yeah, I've been a bit crazy, so a day off tomorrow would go down well, I reckon. Timo is locked in. Well, he better be. Because it's done. I'm happy with Saka captain. Oh, I think that's it, isn't it? What's the clock saying? Can I get a clock out? Not working. Okay, there's the time. 18:15 is when the deadline is. We got 10 seconds. Oh, it's gone. The clock I was looking at. 4, 3, 2, 1. Done. That's it. I bought Phil Foden. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? I bought Phil Foden, everyone. Are you ready for the 20 points? Well, I'm not going to get the 20 points. Oh, 20 points from Phil Foden? Yeah, absolutely, mate. I'm ready for Pascal Gross to score 20 points. That's what I'm ready for. Right, I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, cool down, stretch, ready for a swim tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning into the stream. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the support on the videos that I've made over the last couple of weeks as well. It's been absolutely insane. Some of the views they've gotten is absolutely crazy. But I hope you're liking the new camera as well. I hope I'm looking nice in like 4K compared to my webcam. I think it does make a big difference on the channel, doesn't it? I'm really happy with the purchase. Even comes with a little lens cap, look, for when I don't want to use it. Yeah, I will catch you hopefully this weekend in another video, if there's enough to talk about. Like, I'm not going to make a video for the sake of it. If there is something to talk about, then I'll make one. But yeah, don't really have much else to say, really. Big ups Phil Foden.